Brendan, as you can see behind me, that memorial has grown. Just moments ago, family and friends stood right there to continue to share memories of the young woman who is about to begin the next chapter of her life. Earlier today, they gathered together and circled and prayed to honor the woman that ties them all together.
The biggest heartbreak for me was to find out who she was afterwards.
Benjamin Uriola was driving by 2036 Reading Road on that 4th of July evening when he saw Mari Moriel Ariujo lying on the side of the road.
To lose someone like that, it's a loss to this complete world, because she was an example of, who we're supposed to be as human beings, the way we're supposed to live and love life.
He joined Mari's family to remember the remarkable young woman. Mari's fiance Danny held back tears as he spoke.
We all had a bond, and she'll be with us forever.
The COVID-19 survivor is still recovering from the 2-month battle. He finds himself reminded of her in their Pennsylvania home they just bought together.
The house, the house is her. Everything was to her design, to what she wanted. It was just in the process of being furnished.
Fairfield police have taken Declan Cott of Easton into custody. The 22-year-old volunteer firefighter and constable is facing multiple charges, including misconduct with a motor vehicle.
You're a farce. You have no real commitment to what you do.
Fairfield police believe Cott's white Dodge Ram struck the 32-year-old outside the home she was visiting around 7:30. She was walking her dog. They found a clear marker lens, likely from a side mirror, and other debris on scene. They tracked the truck through home and town surveillance to identify the vehicle. Police say Cott had his mirror replaced by the time they brought him in for questioning.
It had some distinct things on the vehicle that we were able to look for.
Cott has been compliant with investigators, and he is currently out on bond after posting a $150,000 mark. He will appear in court on July 15th. Right now, live in Fairfield, Dave Puglisi, Fox 61 News.
Dave, thank you.